Okay, so you're watching this because 50% of your users quit in 30 days. And it's true because you are focusing too much on acquisition and you're not focusing on retention. And that's exactly why I created this video, so I can walk you through easy changes that you can make that are easy to code, that are the same changes Duolingo, Starbucks, Fitbit are using. These multi-billion dollar companies are using this to make their app as addictive as possible. So let's go into it. The first one is seamless onboarding and segmentation. So what I mean by seamless onboarding is we want to make our onboarding as smooth as possible. We don't want to make it clunky. We don't want to ask too many questions. We don't want to make our users sign up as soon as possible. And the reason behind this is because we are asking for too much motivation without giving anything back. So what Duolingo did is they split their onboarding on just few things that they needed for the first lesson to begin. So, for an example, first name, what language do you want to use? And then they let their users experience what Duolingo has to offer. So they experienced the first lesson, they finished it, they got their first dopamine hit, the first aha moment, the first streak, and only then they presented them with the sign up page that's actually made in order to to make users feel better. They said, okay, amazing. This is all the progress that you have done so far. Sign up here so you can save it, right? And that doesn't feel like too, like you're not taking too much motivation from users that way. You're making them stick around by that because you gave them everything that they wanted. The first initial trigger was, I want to use this app in order to learn a language, and that's exactly what they did. And only then they presented them with the sign up page. And you do this trick for any app. It doesn't mean if it's a tool, it doesn't mean if it's for anything. Now, I'm not saying that you're losing like 80% of your users here, but I am saying that you're losing at least 10 to 20. So try to fix this. Try to minimize the questions that you're asking your users on the onboarding flow, and you will see drastic improvement in retention. The second one is segmentation. So the user who bought from you is not the same user who just downloaded the app, right? And the user who bought from you 12 times is not the same user who bought from you once, right? So you have to segment them in order to later on personalize their experience and then personalize the way how you communicate with them. And that's the second point, personalization. So you gather the information through the onboarding. You know their like profile card, which is their name, interest, last activity, what they did on the app, and now you want to use this in your advantage. So you want to personalize the push notifications, you want to personalize the emails, and you want to personalize in-app recommendation. Because, as I said, the guy who bought from you 20 times is not the same guy who bought from you once. So you want to make them different, right? And they will appreciate it a lot more because they feel like it's tailored to them and it's not generic. So one expert tip that I can add is use emails a lot. So use strong subject lines and integrate deep link that redirects the users to the paywall. Because we as humans, when we are buying something, it's mostly driven by emotions, but backed by logic. But if we can really fast, like if we can personalize the subject line, personalize the opening in the email, and then call to action would be redirecting them there, you will see that mostly there will be emotional decisions, right? And trust me, if you only do this, you will see massive increases in conversions. Same with push notifications. We don't want to personalize them too much, just the first name, but we want to constantly remind them about the streak that they forgot. So if you don't have a streak in place right now, try adding it, and I will explain later on why it's really important for it. So this is gamification loops. And most people, when I mention gamification, they think it's about points, progress bars, leaderboards, streaks, when, well, it is. But it's not about like just slapping everything in here on the app. It's more about integrating it the right way. So, for an example, progress bar is really good on the onboarding flow. So they can see how long they're like how many questions they have in order to keep going. And trust me, like these are small changes, but people will opt out because they don't care, right? We want to hold their hand as long as we can, so they can actually convert. Same thing with leaderboards. This is more like a social aspect. We can see people that are better than us. We don't want to be like uh, um, verse at the game or at any app than our neighbor John, right? So we want to be better than John, and if we see the John is at the second place and we are at third, we will compete with them, and we will constantly go back to the app. Streaks are the same thing. Duolingo uses them a lot. It's like I can't explain how important that is because it's directly impacting the retention. And people, like most people that use Duolingo, they use it for 5 minutes, but 5 minutes is enough for them to convert, right? But 5 minutes a day is not the same as 5 minutes one day and then 29 days nothing, right? So we want to integrate habits in them. We want to like habits. Streaks are directly impacting habits. So Duolingo is not just a language learning app. Now it's a habit to learn a language with Duolingo because of streaks. Same thing with Snapchat, right? FOMO is the same thing. FOMO is not just a meme. FOMO actually exists. Fear of missing out of a challenge, for an example. Fear of missing out of fear of not going through the streaks and all that. And dopamine is really important for this. And the last part is, and this is maybe the most important, we as humans, so we anticipate, when we anticipate the reward that is coming, we won't feel surprised. You know how gambling guys keep on gambling and keep on slapping that slot because they know that reward might be coming. So we as humans, when we know that reward is coming, we don't feel like when with them it feels boring, but when it's unexpected it's exciting. So try in the user journey, whenever, try giving them few rewards that are really like surprise rewards, that it can be a badge or it can be a streak freeze, for an example. So Duolingo, same thing. They use streaks, but if you miss a day they offer you, when you're good and when you already did like 30, 60 days, they offer you a free streak. And that could be a surprise in Europe, right? So that's kind of it. This is my first YouTube video, so I hope you will like it. I will post a lot more valuable stuff on here. And yeah, please, if you're an app owner, please go away from my channel. I don't need you. You're intoxicating my algorithm. But if you are, and if you're doing like 10, 20, 50, 100K a month, hopefully 100K a month, then please integrate this stuff in order to make a lot more money. Because trust me, if you're doing like 100K and if you implement this, you will earn like 30% more, which means you're doing 30K more a month, which means in a year you're doing like 360,000 in a year just by implementing these stupid things that some guy on YouTube from Behavior Group told you to do. So yeah, that's kind of it. Enjoy. I hope I helped you a bit in your app journey, and yeah, that's it. See ya.